Hello everyone, this is Nillufary. Today is Monday, September 30, 2019. I'm shooting this in front of my shelter, which is in front of the office of the United Nations Refugee Agency in Athens, Greece. I'm here for 31 months, requesting a resettlement referral from this organization, but they are not responding. They are covering up my situation here and they are trying to murder me in this country. Anyway, in this video I'm going to speak about the Athens Bar Association and a series of events that happened while interacting with this organization. One particular event was about submitting a request for legal aid and their response to that response and to that request, and also two other complaints about two individual lawyers which I addressed to the organization, and then the process of submitting these complaints and obtaining my own copies, which is I'm going to cover in this video, and I believe it will be a long video because I will provide many audio records and other things in this video. So like so many other organizations, institutions, whether Greeks or Europeans, on Monday, August 12, 2019, I reached out to the Athens Bar Association in order to submit a written request for legal aid. Since previously they had never responded to my other requests sent to them via email, I had to decide to go to their office in person. I gave them an envelope that contained my written request for legal aid as well as many other supplementary documents related to my request. Although the Athens Bar Association kept me waiting for a long time, but they finally sent me a response after a month. A response which neither has been signed by anyone from the organization, nor it referred to the subject of the matter they were replying to. So here is their response. I don't have the hard copy right now, I put it somewhere else. I also don't have the hard copy of my letter. I put them together somewhere else, but I will publish all these documents on my Facebook page so you can see them there. Here is the response from Athens Bar Association, a false response, invalid response from Athens Bar Association to my request for legal aid, which is here on my computer. They sent this response on September 11th and it's just two lines. We regret to inform you that we will not be able to help you due to the fact that your requests are not of the jurisdiction of the Athens Bar Association. This wasn't signed by anybody from the Athens Bar Association, and it doesn't refer to the subject of the matter they were replying to. So basically this had no value, this letter that they sent me. I was certain that the Athens Bar Association, which regulates the admission of attorneys to practice in the state, surely knew how to write a letter in response to a request that is being addressed to them. Yet they choose to send me an invalid letter, not only because they couldn't care less, but also because, as an inseparable attribute of the Greek culture, that is, fostering a strong, widespread, constant, and dominant tendency of enslaving refugees, they will never miss any opportunity to further promote and consolidate such sinister agenda. That's why they sent me that invalid letter. Despite this bitter and torturous reality, I had to decisively inform the organization of their deliberate mistake and request a corrected response. This was addressed to them via an email sent on Wednesday, September 11th, 2019. And here is a letter that I sent to them, an email that I sent to them, and I asked them to make correction to their invalid letter. I'm not going to read this for you. It's a short email, but I will publish this letter too on my Facebook page, so you're gonna see it there if you wish. I collected a slightly corrected response 2 days later. Additionally, also there had been a series of other particular events regarding submitting 2 complaints and obtaining my own copies of those complaints. So here, since September 5th, I had 2 complaints with about 2 individual lawyers. Here are my complaints, cover letters, which I got the copies after a long time, like a long, exhausting marathon which they put me through. I'm going to publish these documents as well on my Facebook page, and I'm also going to make 2 separate videos about its complaints. These are not just, I have only complaints here, the cover letters, because I also provided them with so many supporting documents. I will publish them separately in another video. So continuing my letter of statements, one of the functions of the Athens Bar Association is to discipline attorneys for ethical or other violations. Any complaints against individual lawyers who are a member of this association should be submitted to their disciplinary board for further processing and investigations. On Friday, August 30th, 2019, I had visited the disciplinary department of the Athens Bar Association to collect information about the process of submitting 2 complaints that I intended to bring to their attention. I found out that the complaints could be submitted to them in plain papers and that there was no special form for it. They also told me any complaints brought to them must be written and submitted to them in Greek, and that they also charge 80 euros per complaint as well. Since I couldn't write my complaints in Greek, and more importantly, since I also couldn't afford to pay 180 euros for the 2 complaints I intended to submit, and since they also wouldn't decline to make an exception for my case, which is why I decided to go and see the president of the Bar Association in a hope that I would find a solution there. The president of the Bar Association was absent that day, and one of his 4 deputies was fulfilling his duties. At the secretariat, they wouldn't let me reach the president's office. They even threatened to call the police if I didn't leave. Suddenly, the door to the president's office was opened. Then I saw one of the vice presidents, who was conveying his guest, came out of the office. I pleaded to speak with him, which he accepted, but rather than in his office, he spoke with me in the waiting room. So he didn't accept me to go to the office like everyone else who were going to see the president or the vice president in his office. He didn't do that. He just spoke to me in the waiting room. At the time, I didn't know who he was, because he said he wasn't the president, and he also didn't specify who he was until our short discussion was over and his identity was revealed to me by one of the 3 secretaries who were previously trying to get me to leave. He introduced himself as Sophos. I briefly informed Mr. Sophos about my situation with the disciplinary office and the 2 complaints, the problematic issues that I needed their assistance with. However, since I really didn't know he was indeed one of the vice presidents, I also insisted on speaking with the president of the Bar Association. Mr. Sophos told me that the president of the Bar Association will be in his office on next Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019, and that I should try meeting him then. He also added that there wouldn't be a need to fix an appointment, as the Secretariat are informed and will arrange this meeting with the President for the next Tuesday. The next Tuesday, when I went back to the Athens Bar Association to meet the President, I was escorted by a security guy right from the moment I entered the building. This hadn't happened during my previous visits, which not only was strange but also very suspicious. The guy stuck with me and followed me every step of the way, and instead of the president's office, he made me to go to the 2nd floor of the building, where I had deposited a request for legal aid over 2 weeks earlier. So here is the audio record about this part of the event. You're gonna listen, and then I will come back continuing my letter. Who are you? I have an appointment with the president. Why are you escorting me?
President,
I have an appointment already. Why is he escorting me? Who is this guy? Why is he escorting me? Working here. Why is he escorting me? Why is he? Am I a security threat to you? Am I a security threat to you? Why is he escorting me? What job? He is not escorting everybody, is working inside the association. Afterwards, at the president's office, the secretariat denied that I had an appointment with their president, and same as the last week, they wouldn't let me reach the president's office because of what I went through the last time. I decided to record all my further visits to the Bar Association. So here is the audio record of the part that they won't let me reach the president's office. I have an appointment with Mr. Demetrius Valisius. Nillufary, Anwar. And I have some letters.
You have an appointment?
Yes. I spoke with Vice President last Friday. With the Vice President last Friday. Last Friday I spoke with him. And today I have an appointment with the President.
You have an appointment with the president.
I have.
You already speak with the vice president.
Yeah,
and he told you to bring us a letter.
And he said, I'm going to speak with the president today.
No, you can't speak with the president.
Of course I can.
Oh, you can't.
I can. Vice President
You
said I
must
can
bring
come
us
here.
your letter
I have these
and
papers.
I will, okay, this is for us.
This is what I want.
This is for Athens Bar Association.
I want this to
Okay,
to show to the president,
we will give,
and I want to explain my situation to him in person.
you have already explained of the vice president.
No, I didn't.
Vice president
I didn't explain
will discuss
anything.
with the
I didn't
president.
explain anything to the vice president. He said it's okay if I come back here on Tuesday and I am going to see the president.
Mr. President, I'm sorry.
No.
If you want, leave us your letter.
I'm not
I
doing
will
anything.
do,
I'm going to see the president and I'm going to discuss my matters with him because my letters are addressed to him directly.
You don't understand. Okay.
You don't understand.
You don't understand.
After waiting for nearly 1 hour in the waiting room, I saw the president of the Bar Association stepped out of his office and was instructing his secretaries to call the police to remove me. I approached him and tried to speak to him. I don't want to speak to you. Go to your embassy, go to the police, go blah blah blah. Leave my office now, he said to me in an angry tone. And then he started shouting at me. I will not speak with you. Leave my office now, shouting at me. Since I had no idea why this was happening, I kept calm and was trying to reason with him. But then there was already a security guy there and he orders him to close the door. So, and here is the audio record of this part of the incident.
Όχι, από αυτό πήγαμε κάτω, οι δυο μας, που έφερες τα πράγματα.
Δεν είναι αυτό, κύριε. Να φύγετε τώρα. Εάν θα φύγει, θα πάω στην αστυνομία. Διαλέξτε. Δεν έχω τίποτα να πω μαζί σας. Δεν έχω να πω τίποτα μαζί σας.
I don't understand you.
I don't speak English.
I have some letters
I don't want to speak with you.
Why?
I don't want. It's my problem.
Um,
Go to your embassy. Go to the police. Go wherever. Leave my house, my office now. Now!
I spoke with
No!
with the vice president last time on
Now,
Friday, and
speak again. I will not speak with you.
he said I can
will
see
not
you.
speak with you.
What's the
Leave my office now.
What's the problem?
I don't want to speak to you.
I have some.
Listen, Borda.
Then they opened the door and heading out. I called on him, Mr. President. I said, I will not see you. He replied, it is important and very urgent, I said, but he says to you, not to me. It is a matter of life, I said, but he ignored it and disappeared into the hallway. And here is the audio record of this part. Mr. President?
I will not see you.
It's important. It's very urgent.
For you, not for me.
It's a matter of life. Hello? When he returns from wherever he went to, I called on him again. Mr. President, I said, but not only he totally ignored me again, but also once again gives instructions to the secretary to call the police, and then went back to his office. Then the secretariat asks me to leave my envelope at the protocol office on the second floor. They give it to us later, she said. She also says that the Bar Association will accept them even if they are written in English, and that there is also no fees needs to be paid in order to file my complaints. So here is the audio record about this part.
Παρακαλώ, πείτε στον κύριο να αποχωρήσει από το χώρο. Αλλιώς θα ειδοποιηθεί η αστυνομία.
I
Πείτε
just,
του το αγγλικά να το καταλάβει. Να καταλάβει λίγο ότι σε λίγο θα έρθει η ελληνική αστυνομία εδώ.
I just need 5 minutes. Call the police for what? I didn't do anything. I spoke with Mr. Sophos the other time.
We can't reach him.
Okay, he said I can come here and see the president because
The president can't see you.
Why? What's the problem?
Because you have a lot of appointments. and
What
some
appointment?
other
I asked for an appointment last Friday. And Mr. Vice President said it's okay. I mean, it's
don't
not,
want to understand.
it's not my fault, I mean.
We must call the police.
Call the police to do what?
To leave from here.
To arrest me.
To leave from here.
What about my situation?
We will keep this.
Keep it to what? I need to be
But
official.
we will keep to this, and you must have at the protocol at the second floor to have protocol number, and the protocol give us.
Okay, but that's
Okay.
Friday. They said they also need money. And they said I have to write it in Greek. I haven't
No,
read.
it mustn't have written in Greek.
That's what they said to me.
We can accept in English language. We have okay.
Okay, and for
If
the
you want a protocol number.
for
on the
the
second
for the
floor,
fees they asked me.
nothing else. What?
For the fees they asked me.
For the?
Fees.
Now without fees. Only
But they
take a
asked me I have to
protocol
pay them.
number. Take a protocol number and leave at the second floor.
Not the
Your
second
letters,
floor.
okay.
Two are complaints against 2 other lawyers.
The second floor give us or in the fourth floor. Or in the fourth floor.
4th floor for the protocol.
Second floor for the protocol.
And for the floor.
Fourth floor.
Or go to Mrs. Michalopoulou on the fourth floor, as I told you.
Okay, can I have
Why
a,
you don't go?
because
And your
I was there last Friday. I mean, how many times I have to explain this? I came here to see the president to solve the problem. Mr. President wasn't here. I spoke with Sophos. Sophos said I can come here again and I will have an appointment to see the president, and now this is the situation. I need to know why.
If you know,
Yeah, I need to know why. I have a right to know why.
I explained to you.
You didn't explain anything. Mr. Sophos said,
You don't want to
Mr.
understand.
Sophos
If you
said I
want-
can see the president,
Leave
and
your
now you are,
letters
I
on
don't
the
know,
second
secretariat or what? You say no. You
And
said
we
no
will
the
call
last
you.
Friday too.
Leave your letters on the second floor and we will call you. Okay? Nothing else. If you don't leave and you don't leave your letters, we must call the police.
I need to speak with Mr. Sophos first.
We can't reach him.
Can you try again? Phone number, mobile number? And why are you doing this? I'm here to find justice. What happened with the president? I asked the secretary if Mr. Sophos was present there. But they said he wasn't, which is why I asked them to call him instead. Following nearly another hour of waiting, I was finally able to speak with Mr. Sophos on the phone. He said he's going to meet me in 2 days and that I should keep my documents with me till then, because he said he didn't want anything to disappear from the file. He also said he's going to ask the president to write on my complaints. On Thursday, September 5th, 2019, I met Mr. Sophos again, but not in his office, instead in the waiting room. He asked me to brief him on my complaints as well as on my other requests, which I intended to submit for legal aid. I briefed Mr. Sophos as he asked, but it seemed that he wasn't satisfied about my brief explanations and wanted me to open the whole cases for him. Since he wasn't a member of the disciplinary board and therefore wasn't the competent authority to judge my complaints, I just handed him my cover letter to read it for himself. I knew that the meeting was already derailed from its purpose because supposedly I was trying to see the president to resolve the issues about the language in which my complaints were written, and secondly about the fees they had asked of me in order to file my complaints, not anything else. But I let Mr. Sophos take his time and read my complaints, which led to creating some unpleasant moments. While reading one of my complaints, he asks me whether I believe the claimants were lying. So you say all the people there, the claimants, are lying, he asked. The claimants, he meant the people inside the UNHCR's building, because he was reading the court's decision that is all practically prohibited me from, not officially, but practically prohibited me from entering the UNHCR's office here. And he was reading this document, which I provided with my supplementary document for my as my supplementary document, as one of the supplementary documents for in support of my complaints, one of the complaints. Honestly, I don't know Greek, and I don't know what has been written in the court's decision, I said. But since earlier Mr. Sophos had mentioned that they had accused me of being violent, I thought he might be referring to those accusations again. So to answer his question, I said no, I was not violent. But now he says, no, my friend, you are too clever. I asked you something, certainly. Then he goes on, accuses me of being more aggressive than I believed I was. So let me see your aggressivity, how it goes, he says. And I was like, what this guy is talking about? There was only one thing that could comfort me at that moment, and that was, even if everyone lies the same lie, it is still a lie. So here is the audio record of this part.
Say that all the people there, the claimants, are lying.
Who?
The claimants here, claimants,
From the building, yes,
the plaintiffs,
yes.
they're lying.
They said, you said
Why they're
there
lying?
is written I've been violent, which I haven't. I don't know what else is written because I don't understand Greek and I don't read Greek. But you said it's there that I am violent, but I'm not.
No, my friend. You are too clever. I asked you something certainly.
Yes, I'm nice.
You are saying that they are lying.
Yes,
You are
about
more aggressive.
about
you are more
being
aggressive.
about.
You are more aggressive than you believe that you are.
Then, as he continuing reading one of my complaints, he asks me, why did I ask my lawyer to help me out with gathering the police reports about my illegal detentions and didn't do it myself? As I'm explaining why, then he goes on and accuses me of lying again. Listen to the audio record.
You had illegal detentions?
Yes.
When and where?
Same place. Same year. And continue. This is continuous. It's not stopped.
Yeah, I understand. Why?
No, because I need to enter this building. They close the door. They won't let me enter, and they call the police. Police comes and takes me to the station. That's how.
She had purposely delayed contacting Professor Bradley for the letter bureau. Why didn't you provide it to her, the letters and the decision and the police report?
Because police wouldn't give it to me. The police were asking me to find a lawyer.
Did you file an application to the police?
I
denied?
After that I did.
You are
other
an educated scientist, and you can file an application.
Yes, but they wouldn't let me.
You have familiars with translators, and you have very good connections to organizations.
No,
Don't tell me lies.
What connections?
Don't tell me
they
lies.
are not helping me.
Don't tell me lies.
I didn't tell you lies.
Yes, don't tell me lies.
I didn't tell you. What lie I told? When he reached the part where I explained how many times I had been to the court for trying to enter the UNHCR building, he asked me whether I was present during all those trials, which I said yes. Only me. No lawyer, no nothing. No lawyer? He asked. Why? I said because nobody gives me a lawyer. Then he asked if I went to the legal aid and asked for a lawyer. Since I didn't understand what he exactly meant by that, I asked him, where? Your organization or other people? Then he says, did you declare to the court that you needed a lawyer? I said, yes. All the time. He also asked some other questions which I answered. Then he asks me, did you know you have a right to have a lawyer from the legal aid system in Greece? What legal aid system? I don't understand, I said. For instance, from your organization, or I don't know. Then he interrupts me again and explains what the legal aid system was, but when I asked where I could apply for that, he didn't answer. After he was done with reading my complaints, I handed him my third envelope, which was another request for legal aid. As I was explaining what this envelope was about, he says, requesting legal aid, so you know about legal aid. Legal aid of your organization, yes. And previously, I said, but then he interrupts me again. But you said you didn't know that. And then he once again jumps into conclusions and accusing me of lying. I also showed him my previous letter from Monday, August 12, 2019, which was still awaiting a response. But he didn't care. It is not a good thing to lie. You know, you are lying. He is persisting in saying it again and again, and as if he desperately wanted to prove something. So here is the audio record about this part of unpleasant conversations and process of submitting my complaints to the Athens Bar Association.
So in fact, I have had up to 18 trials in the court of Athens so far. You were present 18 times?
Yes.
You were there?
Only me, alone. No lawyer, no nothing.
Without lawyer?
No lawyers.
Why?
Because nobody gives me a lawyer, that's
Did you go to the legal aid and ask for a lawyer?
Where? Your organization or another people?
Did you declare to the court that you need a lawyer?
Yes, all the time.
Yes?
All the time.
Did nothing?
Never.
You asked for a lawyer from 18 courts?
All the time, with no exception.
Did you have a translator?
What do you mean? During the court?
Yes, an interpreter.
During the court? Yes, English.
Okay, so you asked the interpreter to tell the court that you have no lawyer.
Yes,
you need a lawyer.
that I needed a lawyer, yes. They said it's not in our hand. You have to file an application in another building. And when I did, for instance, for the last trials which I had yesterday, for instance, for this I had done this process and it was extremely difficult to make this application for a lawyer, and they refused it.
Okay, if the court order was not. This is a point that you have there, that you have never been ordered a lawyer, as you say, and you tell the truth.
Yes, of course. And I have the audio records of most of those trials published.
The right to have a lawyer from legal aid system in Greece.
What legal aid system? I don't understand.
There is a legal
For
aid
instance, your organization, or are you referring to a? I don't know.
There is a legal aid system in Greece where somebody is not fees paying the lawyer and files an application to the legal aid system, and the service decides to appoint one of the lawyers, state lawyers, being paid by the state. You understand?
Where do you do that?
You have the third case.
This is not a complaint. This is requesting legal aid. So, if you want to
Requesting legal aid?
Yes.
So you know about legal aid?
Legal aid of your organization, yes. I previously.
But you said before that you didn't know that.
I said I have written many emails. I didn't understand the question specifically, because I have written here.
You said before, Anwar.
Look,
No.
Let's not be confused.
No. Hear me. I asked you, did you know that there is a legal aid system in Greece? And you said, no, I don't know that. What is the legal aid
I
system?
asked this organization, which
So
I
you
still
are
don't
lying.
know. No, I'm not lying.
Yes, you are lying.
Here,
No,
look, Mr.
Wait.
Here I have submitted another
It's
letter.
not a good thing to lie, you know.
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
I'm not lying. Why
Yes,
am I
you are
lying?
lying.
Where did I lie?
You lied. You
I'm
said
not
you
lying.
didn't know about legal aid.
Legal aid from where?
Yeah.
I asked you and you didn't answer me. I mean, it's a confusing question.
Yeah. So anyway, you have here an application requesting legal aid, and you said before that you didn't know about the legal aid system. So
I didn't say
excuse
that.
me for laughing,
I
but
didn't say that.
I'm very, you know.
I didn't say
You
that.
know, I'm very sincere to people.
I'm sincere.
You are lying.
I
Read my
didn't
lips.
lie. No, I didn't lie.
Okay, no worries. No worries. You choose your way.
No, Mr. Sophos.
Yes,
With due
Mr.
respect,
Nillufary.
with due respect, I didn't
Mr.
lie.
Nillufary, don't
Yes.
worry. No, you will be judged.
Yes.
And everybody.
Everybody will be judged, of course.
Yes, everybody will be judged.
Yes.
Everybody.
After consulting with the president about my complaints and also my other requests for legal aid, he tells me that I should address my legal aid request to the Court of Appeals at Kyrilou Lucarios 14th, and for my complaints, he said, the Athens Bar Association, the president and him donated 80 euros for my complaints to be submitted to the disciplinary board. They also made me to write and sign a statement of acknowledgement about these 80 euros. This was only for one complaint, not two. They should have donated 180 euros because I told them that it was two complaints. So here is the audio record about this. And by the way, in the State Bar Associations, filing complaints with the State Bar Association are normally free of charges, but in this country it's like this. You have to pay 80 euros.
So this is 80 euros.
For both 80 euros, they ask me.
We will snap both of them. You will connect both of them. So this is 80 euros. Μπορούμε να υπογράψουμε μια απόδειξη παραλαβής. Δώσουμε ένα λεπτό.
Would it be okay if you write something?
No, I will not write something. You will file your application tomorrow, okay?
Είναι παράπανο.
Can you please write down your full name?
Μπορεί να κόψω ένα παράβολο για το μηχανικό τώρα.
Today.
Μπορεί να πάει τώρα.
What is it?
The undersigned, the receipt for taking the money.
I mean, it must be free.
Today.
In every state bar association, filing complaints are free. I mean, I didn't understand why
Yes,
it's-
today,
What is this
the
paper?
undersigned Anwar Nillufary, can you please write down? The undersigned Anwar Nillufary,
Αυτή τη στιγμή είστε δικηγόρος μας. Δεν
okay,
ακούγεστε.
Μπορείς να κόψεις
comma,
Μπορείς να κόψεις ένα παράβολο τώρα για πειθαρχικό 80
What column?
ευρώ.
Να
Parenthesize.
μου δώσετε ένα κινητό. Το μικρό
Pardon?
σας.
Parenthesize.
yes,
This.
parenthesize,
Ναι. Να ανέβει τώρα.
your Arabic name.
Μετά τις 5.
Πού να έρθει.
Α,
Το δεύτερο.
I
Okay.
received
πείτε μου.
Στείλ τον επάνω να το
2-10.
κόψει. Τώρα. Θέμη.
80 euros,
Όχι,
Μάλιστα.
τώρα,
Ωραία.
τώρα. Να πάει στη χαρά τώρα.
80 euros
Ωραία.
from
Ναι.
the Athens Bar Association.
Ναι, αλλά τρόμαξα όταν
κάτσα.
του είπαμε μέχρι και τη Δευτέρα το θέλουμε έτοιμο για την Τρίτη υπάρχει εκδήλωση. Παρασκευή, Σάββατο, Κυριακή,
Οκ.
Δευτέρα.
Οκ. Να είστε καλά.
As a
Γεια σας.
donation
Καλά κάνει. Τι να κάνουμε τώρα,
for
Παρασκευή, Σάββατο.
humanitarian reasons.
Όχι, δεν μπορεί να
For
ξεκινήσει η Δευτέρα,
humanitarian
γιατί
reasons.
υπάρχει
Not for
εκδήλωση
humanitarian, it's for filing these complaints.
No, donation for humanitarian reasons, comma, for the purpose of filing the complaint.
Okay.
For humanitarian reasons, for the purpose
Ωραία, ας βάψει από
of
Τετάρτη μέχρι
the
Κυριακή.
fees, purpose
Τετάρτη.
Covering.
Τετάρτη πρωί να
of covering
ξεκινήσει. Ναι, γεια. Γεια.
the fees
Είναι χωρισμένος και παίρνει τα παιδιά του.
for my
Για
complaint
κάτι άλλο, Τετάρτη πρωί θα έρθει να το φτιάξει. Πόσο έχει η Αναστασία, 2,50?
to the disciplinary
Μέσα 3 το
authority.
πρωί.
Committee
Disciplinary authority.
authority.
Λοιπόν, ερώτηση.
And I am thankful for the donation. Athens,
Καμία δεν ήξερε πάνω. Τι να κάνω.
paragraph. Athens,
Τι ώρα?
today is the 5th of September. The 5th. Athens, the 5th. 5.
Φεύγουν όλοι οι υπόλοιποι.
September 5th, 2019.
Ναι.
Signature.
You also sign?
No, you sign here. Signature
Ωραία.
and your name. Full name. Okay. So you will keep the money, and I will keep the receipt.
Ναι.
And you will go right now to the 4th floor.
Αυτό που μου
The
είπε,
ladies
δεν μπορώ να
to the
μιλήσω.
2nd floor. The ladies called them to wait for you, especially
For this
to
complaint.
file the complaints.
Ωραία.
Take the
And for
money.
this, you said I have to give it to somewhere else. Can you write me the
Ωραία, θα
address?
μιλήσω στο περάκι και θα σου
These are different. It's not one complaint.
Φώναζε.
Yes.
Γιατί.
You will.
Τι να το δω κύριε
give
Νινό.
them-
Θέλω να το πω στον πρόεδρο δηλαδή.
And I need copies of the cover letters.
Ναι, είναι εδώ.
You will give them like
Και να
this.
πω προς τον
And
πρόεδρο.
you will tell them that we are already informed. Okay?
Okay, and I need the copies of cover letters. This is the cover
So-
letter and then the cover letter.
This is what we can do for you, my
Αυτό,
friend.
ήθελα
And
αυτό να το
don't,
εξηγήσω.
don't hesitate to go tomorrow to the Court of Appeals,
I will.
Lucareos, not Evelpidon, Lucareos,
Can you write me the address, please?
Lucareos, third
So I
floor,
have to change this, you mean? To the people I need to address to whom should I address?
Lucareos Street, 14, third floor, legal aid. Okay?
The name of the institution?
So,
What's the name of the
so
institution?
take your complaints, take your money,
And the name of this
take your
institution?
files, and take care. Okay?
Okay, but the name of this institution
Take
that I go?
care. We finished. We are off. They are waiting for you the second
Okay,
floor.
okay, I will go. But can you tell me the name of this
They are
institution?
waiting for you the second floor.
I go, okay, I go. But can you please tell me the name of this institution?
The Court of Appeals, I told you.
The
Court of Appeals.
The Court of Appeals. After submitting my complaints to the disciplinary office the same day, I asked for registration numbers and copies of my cover letters. They gave me one registration number for both of my complaints, and for copies of my cover letters they said I should submit an application only after the president has seen my complaints and had assigned a judge to examine them. So here is the receipt for the 80 euros, and here is the protocol number, the registration number they gave me for my complaints. And here is the audio record about this part of the event. Copy of this with protocol number.
Number, protocolo, this. Nothing else.
But it's only for one. I have two complaints.
Ένα.
Αυτό είναι το ίδιο, Μελίνα μου, συγγνώμη, το από κάτω.
Αφού είναι ένα παράγωγο και δύο δικηγόρους.
Είναι δύο δικηγόροι.
Ναι. Και το παίρνω
Two
σε μένα.
lawyers. So it's two.
Ένα. Και τότε ένα είναι.
Ναι. Και θέλει αντίγραφο και από τα δύο.
Δεν ξέρω τι θέλει.
Can you tell me what happened? Because they saw it. It's two complaints.
Εδώ πέρα είναι μία είναι η Ηλέκτρα Κούτρα. Και
And
εδώ πέρα,
different cases.
και εδώ
It's
πέρα
not
είναι
the
η
same
Μαρία,
case.
είναι δύο δικηγόροι. Αλλά είπα στο
Είναι διαφορετικές καταγγελίες.
ναι,
Δηλαδή,
αλλά σε μία και την ένα πρωτόκολλο.
Ναι.
Και γράφω από εδώ, εδώ, γράφω με μολύβι, μου πει τέτοιο, κυρία Στεργίου και κύριος Σοφός. Εδώ όμως είναι ένα. Δεν είναι δύο.
I don't know. I showed them everything.
Ναι, είναι δύο.
What is the problem?
Well, I spoke with the vice president. I mean, this is two complaints, and now they give me one protocol number, and I don't know. They make all of this one file. It's two lawyers and two different cases, so it cannot be one file.
Έφερε δύο αναφορές, αλλά έχει κόψει ένα παράβολο και έχει πάρει ένα αριθμό πρωτοκόλλου και για τις δύο. Και τότε στο πρωτόκολλο.
If you wanted to... Θέλει φωτοτυπίες και τα δύο.
And I wanted the cover letters of the.
If you wanted two, you should pay 160 for two.
Well, I spoke with the president and
Well,
vice president for
Okay, this is how it is.
multiple times.
If you
they
wanted
said it's
two,
okay.
if you wanted two, you should have paid 160. It's 80 for each one of them. Now that she accepts both of them as one, it's something that is better for you. Okay?
Okay.
So, if somebody, the one who will judge on it, decides that it's two different cases, then they will tell you what to do afterwards. It is okay now. It is both.
Here, this one, for instance, explaining the first case, and there is another one like this explaining the other case. I want a copy of that with the protocol number.
But you have to come another day and make after what don't you have it? Is this the original you given to us?
It's not original. I printed it, but I need it with the protocol number. That's
Why?
okay.
To
Yes.
prove that you have given this to us.
Yes.
Okay, that you have to make an application after it is given to somebody to not now.
Because this doesn't really. It's a protocol number, but it doesn't say that I gave all of the documents.
No,
Etc.
this is how we do it. It has to be given to somebody to a judge
To examine it,
to
okay.
examine it, and then you will ask. Okay?
How long it takes normally? You don't know.
No.
You don't have a timeline.
Have you given your phone number?
No,
Δεν
I don't
έχει
have
τηλέφωνο, δεν έχει διεύθυνση, δεν
I
έχει
gave
τίποτα.
him an email address. On September 11th and 17th, 2019, I went back to the Athens Bar Association in order to obtain copies of my complaints. But I was told since they haven't been seen by the president of the Bar Association and since no judge has yet been assigned to my complaints, therefore I could not get my own copies. On my next visit to the Bar Association on Tuesday, September 70th, I learned that their president had seen and had assigned a disciplinary judge to my complaints. That was a relief to me, because unaware of what is coming next, I thought I could finally obtain my own copies. Even though there had been several unpleasant arguments with the person who had now my files, but she finally decided on giving my copies. So here is the audio record about this.
Λοιπόν, να τα βγάλουμε αυτά μια φωτοτυπία. Okay.
Just like this, you don't put
Λοιπόν,
the
το πρώτο
protocol
πάει
number.
εδώ.
Just know that this
That's
will not
the
be
file
examined.
number.
If it's
The
not in
filing
Greek,
number.
if it's not in Greek, it will not be examined. I'm telling you because you need to know this.
The Athens Bar Association of any countries will receive complaints in many
Alright.
Go to
languages.
another
Here is
country,
Greece.
Here is Greek.
And this is according to the European law. It's not because of us. The European law says that all
Okay, if you didn't
businesses
examine
should
it, you give me a reply, right? You can't examine your
Yes, we can
complaint.
give you a reply in Greek that says that you must submit everything in Greek.
No,
Okay.
you say you
I
cannot.
will talk to the judge, and if she tells me, I will give you an answer that says that you have to submit everything
I
in Greek.
can't submit everything in Greek.
That is not my problem.
That is your problem, because
No,
I
it's
have
not
a
my problem.
complaint against two
No, it
lawyers.
is not my problem. You can go to translators.
I
and
don't
they
have
can translate
translate.
everything.
I don't have
Alright,
translators.
anyway,
Well.
go with the lady.
Will you put a stamp or anything?
Sorry?
Will you put any stamps on these
No
two
stamps.
papers?
No stamps. I will give you. I will give you what I have to give you. You have to wait here. But if you don't translate this, it will not be fun. This is the last time I'm writing something for you in Greek. You will never have me write something for you. This is against the law. Okay? If you want, give someone who speaks and writes Greek so he can write. This is the last time I mean this, seriously. Παιδιά, μην ξαναπαραλάβετε στα αγγλικά κείμενο.
Το έχουμε πει ρε Σιγιούλη, υπάρχει λόγος τώρα, αυτό είναι από τον άλλο αντιπρόεδρο.
Ωραία, γράφουμε εμείς αιτήσεις και αυτά, γιατί να τη γράψω εγώ με τη Λίδα Κούτρα απέναντι.
Τώρα έτυχε να έρθει σε σένα, ξέρεις πόσες μέρες το παλεύουμε. Είχε 4 φορές εδώ πέρα.
Ναι, αλλά το δικό μου το γράμματα θα είναι που θα κυνηγάει η Κούτρα. Thank you.
What does it say?
If you have doubts, you must bring someone who speaks and reads Greek. It is about taking this. You asking for this, but this is the last time I'm writing anything for you.
Okay.
You must have someone who speaks, reads, and writes Greek with you.
I don't have anybody.
I don't care.
Okay, so what do you want me to do now?
I'm not supposed to do that, and this could put me in huge trouble. In huge trouble,
Do you
and I
want
will
me to
never
write-
do it again. You have to bring it somehow. It's your problem how? It's not my problem. Now sign this and don't doubt me.
This is for the copies, right? Sign here.
Sign here, there, yes. And don't you doubt me.
It's not
I'm
doubting.
doing something I shouldn't do, and you shouldn't doubt me. Okay?
I'm just asking what this is
Okay.
written. That's all.
Bring someone to read for you.
I don't have anybody. If I
Find
had,
someone.
I
There are
can.
lawyers out there who you can pay. It's not my problem if you can find. This is lawyer job. It's not my job. I am not a translator and I am not your assistant. And this is something I shouldn't do. If you don't understand what should and should not mean, it's not my problem. I know one thing, that you cannot have it your way. There are laws.
It's not about
And
doing my way.
laws is for everyone. There are lawyers out there and you can pay them.
I'm not a Greek citizen,
There
first
are,
of all.
there
I
are
don't know
lawyers out
Greek.
there and you can pay them. The job is to represent you and to explain everything to you. Translate it if you have to. Go find a lawyer.
These are the lawyers who
Go
suppose.
find a lawyer, another lawyer. You need a lawyer. You need him to translate this and to represent you here. You will wait outside and I will call you when it's ready.
Okay. But then she says I had to get back there the next day because she couldn't get a protocol number for my copies. And here is the audio record about this part.
You must come tomorrow after 11 o'clock because I cannot take an order for your copies.
Why?
Because it's closed. You came too late.
They told me I have to come after 2.
No, after 2.
That's what they told me.
I don't know who told you. Nobody here told you that.
Yes,
No, she never told you to come after 2 o'clock. I'm sure she never told you to come after 2.
Yes.
Actually, it's not too late. Today we have a ceremony downstairs on the first floor.
But he says that you
the
told him.
employees are there.
He says that you told him that he should come
Ναι,
after 2
σηκώ να
o'clock.
το είπαμε, γιατί για το πρωτόκολλο είναι ανοιχτό και μετά τις 2.
Αποκλείεται να το ψάχνει να
Το είπαμε. Γιατί το βιαζόταν ο άνθρωπος.
Okay. I
Το
cannot give you.
πρωτόκολλο κανονικά δεν έπρεπε να είναι κλειστό Ιούλη και μην επιστήμες το ένα στον άλλον τώρα, γιατί σου ήρθε από σπόντα στην.
Ναι, σου λέω ότι αποκλείεται.
Εντάξει, εμείς το έχουμε
Εγώ λέω ότι
τώρα.
αποκλείεται να είπες τέτοιο πράγμα.
Το είπα!
Οκ, τι να πω.
Το είπα, γιατί το πρωτόκολλο είναι ανοιχτό μέχρι τις 4.
Οκ. You cannot take it today.
I explained to the lady that I did tell you you could come after 2 one day anyway, a week ago, because the lady who holds the protocol is here up to 4 o'clock. But today it's the ceremony and she doesn't answer the phone, so it means she's at the ceremony. So it's not her fault.
Is it possible?
Okay, no, it's not possible because she's the one who holds the protocol.
Is it possible I go and find her?
No, you can't. You can't interrupt the ceremony. I'm sorry.
What is ceremony?
It's not my business. I truly want to help you, but I can't do more than that. And now, as you see, there is an announcement between me and my colleague for no reason, because I tried to do my best, but I couldn't help you. Sorry. I'm not a god. As far as I'm concerned, I'm here up to 3 o'clock. I didn't go anywhere. I'm still here.
Tomorrow, from 11 until 3. You must come then. Now, here, it is ready. But I cannot give it to you. I have it ready.
Okay.
But I cannot give it to you.
Exactly. For what reason?
Because you have to make a statement that you ask for this and you have to take a number. And the woman who gives the number is not in her position.
I have to go to her office.
You will come here.
The next day when I got back there to get my copies, she says she had contacted the judge and she was given an order not to give me copies of my complaints. She says this was because my complaints were submitted in English and that I denied to provide them with a translated version of the documents. But I didn't deny, I just couldn't do it. And here is the audio record about this part.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here for a copy.
Yes, I contacted the judge and on the case, and she said that this is something that first time happened. Someone who denies to bring in and translate the documents.
I'm not denying, I can't get you translation.
You have to find a way, so she must seek and see what she can do about it, and if she will examine it or not. And she told me that I should not give a copy of anything before she settles this matter.
When you're gonna settle? I need my copies now. I mean, this has been 1 month that I'm coming here for these copies.
You have to wait a few more days.
For what reason?
Because
yesterday you were supposed to give me the copies.
No, I cannot give you this copy now. I have orders for that. It's not mine.
Who gave you the order?
The judge of this case.
The judge can give me the official response later.
Okay. What?
The judge can give me the official response later.
These papers should not get off this file until and other judges decide what to do with them.
I need a copy. I mean, what is
I cannot
this?
give you the copy today.
What is your name?
My name is Ovidor.
Well, I can't read this. Can you write me on a piece of paper?
No, I cannot write it down here. My name is Ovidor. You can write it there.
Can I borrow your pen? Say again, please.
Giannakario.
In English?
Giannakario. That's my name. It's
your first and last name.
Giannakario. My last name, Giannakario. That's it. It's on the door.
Your first name?
It's on the door.
I can't read it.
Yuli.
Yuli Yanakariou. Is that right?
I told you my name several times. I cannot spell it for you. Yes, that's right. Write it any way you want. Okay.
Where is your pen? I'm going to. I'm sorry. Who is your supervisor?
The general manager on the 5th floor.
Do you have a name?
His name is. I will tell you once only.
Can I borrow this again? Okay.
Παιδιά, ξέχασα το όνομα του διευθυντή. Sorry, I blocked out. Celesta, ξέχασα το όνομα του διευθυντή. Χαράλαμπος Ναούμης.
Χαράλαμπος Ναούμης.
I told you that said I will tell you only once. I'm not your translator.
You are not translating anything for me. You just give me a name.
I gave you the name.
Can you give it again? 5th floor.
For the last time, Χαράλαμπος Ναούμης.
You are not kind, you know?
This is, I
what kind of mistreatment is this?
Because you are.
I have a file here and I need to get a copy, that's all. So why are you treating me like this?
Γιατί δεν μιλάω αγγλικά.
You are not nice, do you know that?
Δεν μιλάω αγγλικά.
This is fascism.
Δεν μιλάω αγγλικά.
I was tired of going to that place again and again and being sent away empty-handed. I decided to go and speak with the general manager, who was supposedly supervising that department. The general director said he personally believed that I had a right to get my own copies. But after making a phone call to the other person, he eventually said the matter was out of his hand and that I had to find a solution with the disciplinary department. So here is the audio records about this part. I'm coming here for too many times, please. I mean, don't send me away again.
Okay, you'll take. I don't have to give you a copy from your report. Ποιος είναι? Γιουλή, είναι εδώ ο κύριος εδώ. Αναφορά, δώσ' του ένα αντίγραφο, παιδί μου. Ποιος? Ποια είναι η συγγετρία? Η Τόνια σου είπε να μην του δώσεις. Γιατί? Τι σημασία έχει αυτό? Okay. The judge gave an order not to take anybody until they translate your report.
Can I have the judge's order?
What?
Can I have?
No, it's oral. It's oral now. They stay to see first, and then you give a copy.
I need a copy of my file
you
now.
You take everything, but the problem is that you have this report in English.
But I can't find anybody to write it in Greek.
You can translate it. There are offices outside, they translate.
Okay, can I?
Although I believe, as personal director, that you must take one.
Yes, I
yes,
have.
But he is not obeying to me. He is directly to the court, to the discipline.
Where is the court? Can I go and speak to them? I need a copy of my file. I mean, what is the problem here?
Not here, only the secretary is.
Only the secretary now. Okay, make a pass.
Going back to the disciplinary office, as they still denied to give my own copies, I asked for the written order from the judge who has told them not to give my own copies. They said the order was oral and they would give me the written order the next Monday. And here is the audio records about this part. You have the judge's order?
I have a oral order, but if you want to, you can come in 3 days so she can bring it in written. You can come back in 3 days or you can get it in written because the order is oral.
I need the written, okay.
She's not here, I will ask her and she will get me in a written order. But you have, you will come on Monday to tell you if it's ready.
What ready? Yesterday you supposed to give me the letter, then you said you are going to ask for the, why? Yes, yesterday was all
because,
what was it?
Because they gave me your complaint yesterday and after you left, I contacted the judge and the judge gave me, because she had to know the case in order to set it a day.
I need to get a copy of my documents.
You will wait until she tells me that you can get one copy.
I need to get a copy of my documents. I'm asking this for 1 month.
Yes, I cannot get you a copy.
Do you have the judge's phone number?
You cannot talk to the judge because we don't give the judge's phone numbers.
Then give me the order.
I will give you the order on Monday. Until then, you cannot take any copy from the file.
About my complaint being in English, I already been through this. I went to the president's office. I spoke with the vice president.
I don't know who
they
you...
saw all my complaints,
okay,
all my documents, and they accepted and they let me through.
I don't know that because the judge said.
You don't know because you don't care. I already submitted my application and I need a copy of my file now. I can't come here every day. What is this? Are you playing with me? Are you playing with me? Let's be honest.
You cannot get your copy.
Are you playing with me right now?
I am just following orders.
No, what order? You didn't need to speak with anybody. I need a copy of my file. What are you doing now here? Are you playing with me? What is this?
Sir, this is a public service and there are rules to be followed.
Yes, how many times I came here and I spoke with you and with the other person, you said after the president saw the file and assigned the judge, then I can come here and ask for a copy, which I did. I came here yesterday, she prepared the copies, then she asked for the registration number, I don't know, you sent me away. Again, I'm coming here again, now there is another excuse. I just need a copy of my file, that's all. I'm tired of coming here every day.
She's following instructions. It's not in her hand to do something and she doesn't do it. That's what you have to understand. It's a procedure to be followed here. Alright. And as I said to you, you shouldn't have filed it in English in the first place.
That's why I went to the president's office. You have to know that.
We don't have something in writing, an order that says that. It's your word that says so.
Order from what word? I haven't been to the president's office.
The problem is that you should have filed translations of the English texts. You did not do that.
I spoke with the vice president and the president before submitting my complaints. How many times I have to do this?
I don't have a written order from anyone.
You want a written order from the president's office? I will come to collect the written order tomorrow.
She has a court and she won't be able. I was just talking to her and she won't have the order tomorrow because she has a court and she cannot come.
When?
As soon as I have, I will send you an email.
Write me your email.
I will not write down anything.
Write down your email address.
No, I will not write. You will have an email from me when you get it. Okay.
I will send you an email after tomorrow to check if you have received it.
Okay. I will not give you my mail. I will send you an email when I have something.
So you are not going to send me anything? If
you will have, look for, do I say, and see what the email for disciplinary is. I will not give you an email. I will not write with my hand nothing to you.
I write it. You tell me.
Πειθαρχικό.
Letter by letter.
P-I-T-H-R-X-I-K-O at dsa.gr. DSA.gr.
DSA.
Yes.
Is this correct?
I don't know, sir. You have to find it on the site. Okay, I'm not taking any credit or any responsibility for anything you do. I said it letter by letter to you. Πειθαρχικό.
Can you take a look?
I cannot do it. No.
Why?
Because I can't take any responsibility for anything you do.
What responsibility? You give me and can you take a look and see if it's correct or not?
Excuse me, I have business to do. I have work to do it, I'm not working
so
for
all of this is a show, right? All of this that you are sending me away?
I will send you an email.
What is this?
I will
Can you check if this email is correct or not?
You have a name missing and I don't take any responsibility. It's P-E-I-T-H-A-R-X-I-K-O. Πειθαρχικό. You have a name missing. I don't care if you have it wrong. Okay? P-E-I-T-H-A-R-X-I-K-O. Okay?
Is it correct now?
Okay, you have to go now. Yes, it's correct.
You can be nice to people who come here.
I'm nice to people who understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to be nice, but you have.
You are not understanding anything, and you are.
Have a nice day.
To save myself from all those headaches, I decided on writing and giving them a written request for obtaining copies of my complaints. I gave them a written request on Wednesday, September 88, and another one on Monday, September 23rd. Here they are. So here is one of my written requests for obtaining copies of my documents. I wrote it in English, but this person, Yanakario, I think, she's made me to find somebody to write in Greek for her too. So each time I had to search like for half an hour, 1 hour to speak with people. This one, another person, to finally find one person who could, who knew Greek and English and who would agree on writing translation for this request. And here is my other request. This was on a Monday, September 23rd, which is a little longer than the previous one. Then I also wrote an email to Mr. Sophos, who is one of the vice presidents of the Bar Association, and asked for his assistance in obtaining my copies, because even on Monday they neither gave me copies of my complaints nor they gave me the written order from the judge, which the week before they said they would. And here is the audio records. You said you're gonna give me the official response from the
You
judge.
have to wait for the meeting to be...
Do you have the order from the
No,
court?
I don't have it.
So it's all a lie.
Yes, no, it's not a lie, it's oral order.
I said I need the writing order. Do you remember?
I don't care what you need. I am doing what I'm told to do. Okay, have not take your copy yet. You have to wait until I get orders.
Until you get orders?
Yes.
Where is the, what about the previous order? I need a copy of that.
Okay. There is no copy to give you. Bye bye.
You said you're gonna give me?
Yes, but the judge did not came.
In 3 weeks, in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, no judge?
Yes, she did not came here.
You can contact her to give you a written...
I cannot give you something that I sign unless she comes here and sign it herself.
On Tuesday, September 26th, 2019, I went back to the Bar Association again, either to get copies of my complaints or to get the written order from the judge, or alternatively to get the written response to the two of my applications. But again, they wouldn't give me anything. Perhaps next week, they told me again, as if this was funny to them. I decided to write another application, but then the protocol office was closed and I couldn't do that either. At that time I remembered Starchio, so I thought it would be best if I went and asked her to help. But Starchio wouldn't help at first. Then they threatened to call the police. And here is the audio record about this part.
Perhaps next week.
Why? Haven't you spoken with the judge?
What?
Haven't you spoken with the judge?
Yes, I'm waiting to set me a date for the meeting of the presidents of the judges. I told you, but my president...
What day? You said she has given you an order not to give me
Yes.
a copy. I asked for the order. If not,
she hasn't come here yet.
she can send it from her own
No,
office.
she didn't. I'm expecting her to come here.
When?
I don't know. She hasn't told me.
I need a copy of my documents.
I cannot give you that. You have to wait. I will send you an email.
Email when? Next year?
When I have something to say to you.
I need a copy of my documents.
Okay, I cannot give you that.
Can I get another paper. You are playing with people.
First time you were here, that you made the first application, I told you to come to Mr. Yu, but she was not here because she had a procedure.
I couldn't find her, yes.
Yes, that was 10 days ago.
I don't know how many days.
Because for us, we used to do it here. Okay, she cannot help you because it's not in her house. I'm waiting for the judges to set a date for a meeting to decide what is going to happen, because as I told you numerous times before, there is an application that you bring here translated copies, and if you don't, it means it's as if you haven't applied any complaints. Okay, this is something I want to discuss about.
Complaint on this day.
You did not submit. No. You did not submit a complaint as law says that you should.
I submitted it.
No, you did not.
I have a registration number.
To bring translated.
I submitted.
No,
so it's gone, right? It's not gone.
Judge says that you have to bring it translated.
Judge didn't say that. You say so.
Πρέπει να φύγω. Δεν έχω κάτι, πρέπει να φύγεις. Δεν μπορώ να σε εξυπηρετήσω. Ειλικρινά δεν μπορώ. Δεν έχω εγώ δικά σου χαρτιά. Είναι όλα εκεί, όλα τα χαρτιά σου, your files για να καρύω.
I know where my file is. She is not giving me the copy.
Δεν είμαι εγώ
She
μπροστά μου,
said,
δεν είμαι διευθυντής εγώ, δεν είμαι τίποτα.
She said the only person who can give me a copy is you.
Όχι, λάθος είναι.
That's what she said.
Δεν σου είπα αυτό.
Listen, sir, you have to go. I will send you an email when I have news. But you have to go now, okay?
I need a copy of my file.
Okay. If you don't want to go, you can wait here until next week. But you have to wait here.
Why would I wait here until next week? I need a copy of my files. I'm asking for this copy of how many times?
You are not going to get something
The last time you said the only person who can give me a copy is this person. Now is there this person?
No, I never told you that.
You said.
No, I never told you that.
You said this. What's your name? Sergio.
No, I told you that you have to go and she will explain to you why you cannot take the paper.
You said the only person who... You are lying.
I told you.
Right now you are lying.
I told you.
Right now you are lying.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you that?
Right now you are lying. You said...
We will someone call the police.
Do you want us to call the police?
I need a copy of my file. Who are you? I need a copy of my file. I can't come here every day, every time.
You don't have to come here. I will send you.
You should have given me my copies.
I will send you.
You should have given me my copies.
I will send you an email when I have news.
You should have given me.
I will send you an email when I have news. Okay, I cannot tell you anything else.
You should have given me my copies when I submitted the complaints.
I have ordered not to give you the...
2 minutes ago you said I haven't submitted any complaints to you. What is this?
I said,
are you going to make my file disappear? What is this?
You are obliged.
Are you going to make my file disappear?
Law says you have to bring translation.
Are you going to make my file disappear? So why you deny that I did not have a file here?
Because you have to bring translation. Please call the police. Someone call the police now, please. If you bring translation in Greek, everything will be okay.
I am not obliged to give you any translation, and I cannot bring you translation. How many times I say you?
This is a phone call for police right now. I'm calling the police now.
I need a copy of my files.
Okay, I will call the police now. I'm just calling the police.
To tell them what?
That you have to go and you are not going.
You give me a judge's order, you say.
You have to go now.
I can't. I mean, how many times I have to?
I have work to do. Close the door. I will not talk to you anymore.
You're supposed to give me judge's order.
Okay, you didn't. Okay, this is the last one.
You're supposed to send me an email. You haven't. You're supposed to give me my copies. You keep my copies in your folder and you are not giving it to me. I submitted the file to you. You say you haven't. The last time you said Starghiu is the only person who can give you the copies. Now I'm speaking with Starghiu. There is a whole bunch of other stuff is going on now. You do this because you don't care. Hello? 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 I'm speaking to you.
I am done with you. I will send you an email when I have news. I'm not talking to you. I'm doing my job.
If you are not giving me copies, I gave you 2 applications. Give me a reply to these applications.
I will not talk to you again. Bye. Speak. You can speak on your own.
I gave you 2 applications. Give me a reply to my applications. Finally, Starchio decided to take my files and my applications to the general director in order to get him to sign on my applications and give me copies, which he agreed. And I was finally able to get copies of my complaints after this really long, grueling and exhausting marathon. However, even though I asked for the copy of the whole file at that moment, but they wouldn't accept and only gave me copies of my cover letters and sent me away. So before I show you the audio record about this part, here are my cover letters, my complaints, sorry, explained in English. This is one of them, about one lawyer. It is 3 pages. And here is the other one, which is about another lawyer, which is shorter than the previous one. It is written in 2 pages. And here is the back side of these copies. I'm going to speak about these 2 complaints, each one in a separate video, and I'm going to publish the relevant documents, the supplementary documents to each of those complaints in each post separately. So before I go, here is the audio record about the last part of the event, and that would be the end of this video, long video, which I didn't want to make it like in separate pieces, because I want every subject to be comprehensive and complete, even if it is long, and I would prefer it this way. So here is the audio record about this part of the events, and that's it. Take care. Have a good day. Bye. Come with me.
You have to wait outside.
Come with me.
Πού είναι Αγγελική, έλα Αγγελική που με καθυστερείς. Εσείς από το που θέλεις το αντίγραφο κόπη.
Yes,
Okay, I give the order. I sign to take the copy. Okay, sorry about that. They didn't understand. You take the copy. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. It's okay now. Is it okay now?
It's not the fault of the girl. You also ask her.
Okay.
Σου ζητάει συγγνώμη γιατί δεν θέλει. The member of the disciplinary said no. I said yes. I put my signature and you'll take it.
Okay, thank you.
Αναλαμβάνω εγώ την ευθύνη στο υπέγραψα, θα δώσω στο παιδί.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Outside, wait.
Please, I need
I wait outside.
all the files.
Yeah?
Ότι πήρες αυτό.
That you took it.
All the documents.
And here, you have to sign.
All the comments, όλα τα θέλει.
All the documents.
Oh, both of them.
Okay, these are the only cover letters, but now I need all the documents.
What? And the second.
Yes, these are only the cover letter. That's what I asked the last time, but now I need all the documents.
No, you have asked for the complaints and I have... You have asked for the complaints. This is the complaints.
Okay, yes, of course, but I also need the whole document, the whole other supporting documents.
No, you cannot do that. All the city colleges and you brought them those. We don't put a stamp on those because they are copies, and you have it, so you can copy them on your own.
Γιατί δεν τους αδύναμε και αυτό, εδώ λέει να μου χορηγηθεί αντίγραφο της καταγγελίας μου, βλέπει υπάρχουν 2 καταγγελίες που θα πάω να λάβω τα αντίγραφα.
Δεν ζητάει.
Εντάξει, δεν ζητάει τα αυτά τώρα,
Εγώ δεν τα βγάζω.
Όπως ζητάει εδώ. Να οι κόπης όλα. Τι λέει.
Δεν ξέρω τι λέει στα αγγλικά, εγώ δεν διαβάζω τι στα αγγλικά.
Είναι παιδιά εντάξει, τώρα θα τα δώσουν και τα άλλα. Τι αφού και αυτό δεν τα έφερε.
Ωραία.
Πέρα πάλι τα βγάλα, πάλι θα τα δώσω όλα πάλι εκεί πέρα. Ποια είναι όλα αυτά. Δεν τα ήξερες, αφού κόπης είναι αυτά. Πέτω, πού το πίεζε.
These are copies, you should have them.
But you're gonna put a stamp on them.
No, I cannot put it. Θα το σφαγίσω. Θέλω να μου πεις όλα αυτά.
Δεν θα γίνεται αυτά, μόνο αυτό είναι πετύχει. Μόνο αυτό είναι πετύχει. Όχι, μόνο αυτό είναι πετύχει. Αυτό είναι.
This is the only thing that we can put stamp on it.
Αυτό δεν μπορώ.
Nothing else.
Okay, can I have copy of my
You have a
applications?
copy. You have a copy of the application.
After it's been signed.
Τι αυτό δεν είναι τίποτα. Υπογραφίζουν όταν παρέλαβες. Γαμώτιμο. Μην με τρελαθούμε.
Sign that you are taking and then you can...
Ότι παίρνεις αυτό, τίποτα άλλο. Εδώ και εδώ. Εδώ και εδώ. Είναι 12 εδώ. Η αίτηση, ορίστε. Και εδώ 12-5-22. Εδώ. Εντάξει. Να τις αιτήσεις που ζητάς το αντίγραφο, τίποτα άλλο. Θέλει. Αφού τα έχει φωτοτυπίες, εδώ δεν μπορώ να του δώσω επικυρωμένα από αυτά. Όχι, και εδώ δεν επικυρώνουμε. Τα έγραφα που παίρνει αυτός. Δεν επικυρώνεται την αυτή. Ναι. Αυτό είναι. Αυτά είναι φωτοτυπίες και δεν μπορούμε να τις επικυρώσουμε. Πρέπει αυτός. Δεν είναι δικό μας έγραφα να επικυρώσουμε.
These are not our documents and we are not allowed to put a stamp on them.
I ask for these copies because I mean they might disappear.
Okay, have a nice day, bye.